Well, about 1 month before all this started in Syria, I wrote an article about Asma Assad and how she gave us hope, and I had wished she was there when I was in Syria. Then I pulled it off, and here's the whole story. Today I posted it because after a year of looking, I really feel like I've come up to some way of thinking, and probably it's quite drastic, but honestly, it's how a Syrian sees what's going on. I'm Syrian, and I'm free. So were all my forefathers. The article you are looking at, I'm reading the article. The article you're looking at was pulled by me. I unpublished shortly after the event started. I live in the USA. My father and our entire family ran away to America in the 70s, and I have no love for the previous Assad regime, most of whom are still in power. Up until March 14th of 2011, the entire country had nothing to say but nice about how proud we are to have this young couple modernizing Syria and trying to clean the corrupt Syrians out of power. Mostly his relatives and uncles, which is proving difficult. Meantime, to understand Syria, you need to understand the religious makeup. About 22 million people live in Syria. Sunni, they follow the teaching of the Saudis, 16 million. If we have a real democracy, we will have one vote. And what happened in Gaza? Remember how much hope we had for Gaza? Then we have about 3 million Alawites, sort of Shia, like Iran. They believe in the importance of Ali. But don't kid yourself. No Syrian loves the FARCE, although they have an economic and a military alliance with them. They are not Arabs, and Syrians have fought many wars with the Iranians over the years. Christians make up about 2.5 million. I am one of those. The balance is Druze, Turks, Armenians, Kurds, Jews, and so on. We lived happily side by side. Here, there's a video. I posted it about a month ago, and it shows you around on Syria. If you go on my profile, you're going to find this link, and I'll try to put a link below the video to this as well so you can get to it. The real fight happening in Syria is whether to exterminate the Alawites and remove the Christians, or forced massacre like the one that was committed in the 1860s, where they killed Christians and destroyed many churches. Syrians en masse want no part of this. The Wahhabis of Saudi Arabia are in Syria fighting this fight alongside the extremists of Syria. Not to say there is no protest. Over 40% of the population is protesting, and honestly, it should be 99%. And if I was there, I would protest too. The government is very corrupt, and so is ours here in the USA. As a matter of fact, the reason America is going alongside with this because the Saudis control us by the simple turn of an ugly oil spigot. And to the Saudis, this fight is do or die. If the Syrians come out in one piece, Saudis will have to start packing as their women will gain their freedoms and run the men out of town. This is the core of the fight. My mom's village was sacked and 3 people were killed by Muslims wanting to stir troubles. The final straw of the Muslims extremists of Saudi Arabia, Wahhabis and Sufis, came when Asma Assad, a Muslim Sunni herself, was behind the movement to outlaw the nuqab, the hijab, the head cover for teachers in school, and actually reassigned 1,500 of them to desk jobs, explaining that we can't go forward as a nation and allow teachers to have head covers on. This would be akin to prejudice. All hell broke loose inside Syria, and not even the Syrians could sort it out. The government began to tell us of an effort by the owners of Al Jazeera to topple it. Honestly, most of us were like, so what? It was not until it became very obvious in recent weeks that from day one, this has been a coordinated, all-points attack. And it was not until the recent twin bombing in Damascus that I began to examine of what the sources were saying and verifying private chats with my cousins and phone calls and aunt. That is why I decided to republish the article finally last night. Are they innocent? Nah. Are they the best we got to go forward? Yeah. I am 52 years old. Never been in a Ba'ath party, nor has anyone in my immediate cousins or had any government connection to benefit from over 40 years of corruption. But since 2000, when this guy Bashar was installed by Sunni Mustafa Tlaibs, since then he has been fixing and modernizing the country. For a short period, 6 months, he opened up everything and Syria was very nice. His corrupt relatives, uncles, and cousins wanted nothing to do with that and pushed back, and his wife were mostly relegated to non-core matters, mostly dealing with external affairs. This president and his wife would show up at restaurants with no bodyguards and insist on waiting to be seated like everyone else. I was told this by multiple cousins. Asma would be seen taking women of Damascus on long bike rides to promote healthy living and to build their female self-esteem. When I visited in 2000 and 2003 and 2005, I noticed a marked improvement, and we all were hoping for a total cleanup. Then in 2008, I visited our all-Christian village to find a mosque installed, actually a minaret only, and it broadcasts so loud you can hear it 10 miles away. It did so at 5 a.m. and 8 p.m. and a bunch of times in between. And when I asked why was that there with no prayer center, that's right, no prayer center, I was told to shut up or I would be killed by the people from Homs who were getting monies to build mosques in Christian areas. Really? How safe you think that made all those people feel? By the way, when my mom's village was sacked, the Syrian army came to protect. Most of the atrocities and photos are real. Corruption in Syria is real. The threat of Sufism, Wahhabis in control with our oil-guzzling throats, or in control of our oil-guzzling throats, is real too. Now you've been briefed. Feel free to make up your mind. I wanted to put this out on the day that I wanted to launch TV show How, but I've been so busy concentrating and taking in everything, and I've decided I'm delaying TV show How launch, and in lieu of that, I'm doing this. If this touches you in any way, please feel free to figure a way to get involved. All I want is for people to see the truth about Syria. It's going to be very nice. Nicer days are ahead. Pray. I pray. Dear God, please look after Syria.